All right, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this week's showing of the Ohio Valley Lawncare Dirt Late Model Series, December the 10th, 2023. Guys are getting their cars. They've already been teched. They're going to bring them out there on the track on the start-finish line. We're ready to rock. We're ready to roll. One round-robin heat of 8 to start out with. 2-minute heats, 2-second minimum lap time. Carson out on red. Nathaniel on white. Glenn on green, Guillermo on orange, Randy on blue, and Jay on yellow. Folks, we got this race and one more, and that's it. So, like I said, it's coming down to the wire. And I know Jay Latham and Glenn Burden and even Nathaniel Burden, our current point leader right now, swapped up with Glenn. Nathaniel Burden representing with that pink wing. I don't know if y'all seen him on Facebook or not, but he's held it down. He wasn't here last week. He was the points leader last week. He's the points leader this week. We'll see if he can hang on to it one more week. Nonetheless, Jay Latham's got a nice smooth car out there. A little bit of modifications done to the pinion, but man, what a smooth looking ride. Glenn Burden, of course, he's always a fierce competitor in this series. And now that Guillermo's back, we'll see if he can bring the smoke too. Randy Kirtley, he's in the mix also. So, going to be an exciting little race coming up. In the meantime, I'm going to leave you guys here with the pinball cam, and I'll be right back with you when the racers are ready to rock. All right, the racers are ready. They're excited. I'm excited. Merry Christmas. Here we go. All right, racers, watch your lights. All right, hopefully we can have this race with no interruptions, no mislaps, no mistiming. That would be perfectly great. Right out of the gate, we got a wreck. Not even one lap made. Looks like Carson, Ross, and that might be Guillermo Sire. Randy Kirtley, he's heading out. He's going to look at something. coming in here, folks.
What's the post time
Whatever
She
it's.
got loud.
Who didn't? Let me look. Coast time's 0.75 seconds. It ain't ever changed.
Well, it's not counting. So that should be up higher.
Well, what do you want me to change this to? It says used many
1.5, I guess.
1.5. Coast time included in race time 0.0. All right. Y'all want to restart it? Go ahead and reline up all the cars. Let's restart it. All right, that'll work. All right, no restarting. Just going to put your cars behind the lap counter, lose a couple feet. All right, here we go. 4 red lights drop out to a green. You know the business. So evidently the coast time wasn't set long enough and nobody ended up getting their lap there. Not a big deal though. This happened. Woo, the car goes flying. Looks like that's going to be Nathaniel Burton's car, our current point leader. Took off flying. 4 red lights drop out to green. Our current leader, Jay Latham, your point standing leader also. Guillermo Sire running a really impressive 2 seconds on orange lane. Randy Kirtley out in the lead right now down on blue lane. As he wants to make the pass down low on Guillermo. But Guillermo and Jay both right there neck and neck with each other. Nobody wanting to give an inch to either of the competitors as Randy makes the pass on the inside of Guillermo. Guillermo Sire right on his backside though, not giving an inch there as we get several cars involved in an incident there. Looks like Carson Ross's car flying to the outside there. Looks like Carson's getting put in there, or Randy Kirtley. Get off me, fly. 39 laps, Randy Kirtley getting really close with Guillermo Sire as Randy Kirtley gets sent to the wall from the inside from Guillermo. Randy Kirtley taking a quick look at his car there. rough little start so far in the late model series here. And Guillermo Sire taking over first spot. Jay Latham also coming up in the mix there, taking over Randy Kirtley. So Guillermo Sire with 56 laps, Jay and Randy with 55 for your top three so far. And of course, this is just the first heat here. Glenn Burden there with 53, Nathaniel Burden 50, and Carson Ross 47 to round it up. Going to leave you guys here with the pinball cam, also known as the pit cam. Enjoy our Christmas lights on our track there as we celebrate Christmas here at Lanes Raceway. And we'll be right back with you here shortly. All right, folks, I'm back. Minute and 47 seconds here left to go at Lanes Race. Woo! I'm going to drop some stuff. Guillermo Sire now out in the lead. He's up on white lane. Randy Kirtley there in second position on purple. Jay in third on orange. As we see Nathaniel Burden's car coming off there. Four red lights are dropping out to green, folks. Oh, we got another hard hit. Man, a lot of hard hits here today. So we see Nathaniel Burden's car coming off, but another one off in the floor there. Looks like it might be Carson Ross's car. Carson currently struggling a little bit with that car. So we got 3 people coming off: Guillermo Sire, Nathaniel Burden, and Carson Ross this heat. Randy Kirtley back in the lead down on purple, turning 33 laps with a median 2.07, 2.019. Of course, the breakout, of course, set at 2-second lap time. Let's see. So it looks like we got about 20 seconds left to go in this heat. Randy Kirtley out in the lead. Looks like the internet trying to catch up there a little bit, as we see a little bit of quickness happening in the software. And Randy Kirtley is going to gain that first position back with an impressive 59 total laps there on purple. 114 total laps. 113 of Guillermo Sire there, close second place. And Jay Latham 110 to round up your top 3. So we got an application taking place here. I'm going to have to get another one up here real quick for you. And there we go. Going to leave you guys here with, this time, let's leave you with Cam 2. And you can see a little above head view here. And I'll be right back with you. All right, 4 red lights drop out to green. Here we go, folks. I'll be right back with you for a sec. Got to check an email real quick.
we'll get the pro slot.
Getting the old pro slot? All right, man. So we already got guys in here getting their motors for the Group 20 Wing Car Series coming up in January. We just now made 2 of them up, so you know, they're going pretty quick. It looks like we've already sold those 2, and I guess we just got to get some more on order. Nonetheless, the Group 20 Wing Car Series is going to be pretty radical for sure, as we're stepping up from the standard Group F Wing Car Series here, which run the FK motors, the Eagle motor, the 605. The next Wing Car Series, which Wing Car has shown itself to be quite popular, especially this past season. We're going to move up into the Group 20 Series, and now we got a couple guys with those already, and we'll just have to get some more on order. The GTP series, of course, being a Group 12 series, you can use the same type of can if you got the stack the right size, and run a Group 12 in like a Hawk 6 can. So we just lost 30 seconds there, I believe. 1 second, folks. I'll be right back with you. Take that back. Maybe we didn't. As I'm looking at some of the lap times here, I might have just missed 30 seconds of the race there, but that's pretty close. All this glitchiness happening with the software is quite concerning. Get a hard hit probably in the high banks. The one time I don't have the high banks visible. We got Jay Latham, Carson, and I think maybe Guillermo got involved in that incident. Randy Kirtley still your leader as he's rolling hard there on Black Lane. Of course, the breakout set at 2 seconds. Randy Kirtley, of course, has this race and one more to see where he stands. And so far, it looks like he's going to make enough to get all of his races for sure. Right above Randy is Glenn Burden in the plum purple car. And he's running right at the same amount of time as Glenn. As you can see, they're really, really close to each other, losing about a car length each lap. We'll see if Glenn allows him to go by. He does. Gives him a nice little blip there. But still holding pretty strong with what he's got there. Both of them running right at the same amount of lap time. 2.12, 2.07. Guillermo Sire, quite surprisingly, here running a 2-second lap time all the way up on red lane. I mean, I checked the car, folks. It was legal, so I don't know. Very, 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 very impressive. I've never seen anyone run a 2-second lap time up that high. Randy Curley running 59 laps there on Black Lane. Very impressive. 173 total laps to 168 of Guillermo Sire and 166 Glenn Burden. Jay Latham there 158, Nathaniel 150, and Carson 140. So we'll go over and check the standings real quick. It's probably going to show the IndyCar. Yeah. So let me shut the IndyCar off here real quick, and we'll take a quick look at the current standings in the Ohio Valley, if I can get it just right. So Ohio Valley has got Glenn Burden out in the lead, 675 total points, 665 Jay Latham, and Nathaniel. This is outdated. So for some reason or another, I have the outdated version of this. Actually, right now, Nathaniel Burden's in the lead. So that's my fault, folks. I'm sorry about that. I guess it got put the old one on there instead of the newer one. But currently right now, Nathaniel Burden's out in the lead. My fault. I'll leave you here, Cam 1, 2, be back in about a minute or so. we see the sponsor helping a little car out there of Carson. The sponsor of this series, Ohio Valley Lawncare, Garrett Burden. He had to deal with some horses earlier today. He ended up buying him a Group 20 motor just a while ago, but he had to deal with some horses, so looks like Guillermo Sire having some issues there with his car, and a couple breakouts taking place. Glenn Burden getting a breakout, and Randy Kirtley. So Tom Payton also getting a Group 20 motor today. I think he got the Coford, and Garrett got the Pro Track. So we'll see which armature was wound better. Of course, the Pro Track is green, and the stack on the Coford, of course, is red. But we'll just have to wait and see. I think they're both putting them in a GTP car just to see how they run. Both equally broke in for, I think, 20 minutes or something like that. Randy Kirtley broke them in with a power supply. Get a yellow flag. 54 seconds left to go in the heat. So far, Randy Kirtley hanging on to that lead. 204, Guillermo Sire, 197. I got a fly in here pestering me to death, folks. Will not leave me alone. It's the only fly in the whole shop, and it has found its way to my booth. And I wish I was really good with a blowgun, because I'd shoot him right square out of the air. I wouldn't think twice about it. Four red lights drop out to green. Here we go. Really, really close racing yet again in this series. It's getting dark outside. The warm lights of Lane's Raceway. The crisp, beautiful sounding atmosphere of Christmas songs in the air. Yuletide greetings. Love this time of year. Only thing better would be a foot of snow all over the place. And that's a heat over. Looks like Randy Kirtley's going to hang on to her there, folks. Randy Kirtley looks like he's ran all of his lower lanes. He's going to move up to the higher portions now. And Guillermo Sire hasn't ran a single one of his lower lanes, so he's going to be moving into the lower. We're going to see that 56 dramatically increase. Glenn Burden there, of course, he's kind of been all over the place. 3 or so laps separates him from the green lane there of Guillermo. Guillermo, very, very impressive. 55, 57 laps there on red and white. Jay Latham kind of holding a candle to him there on red, but man, another 4 laps on top of that. Pretty tough to catch. Nathaniel Burden there, of course, kind of similar there, around 55 laps there towards the middle. And Carson there in the upper 50s, breaching the 50s there, or upper 40s, breaching the 50s there in purple lane with 52. Gonna leave you guys here with the pit cam and be right back with you when we go back green racing. All right, folks, here we go. I made it. I was out there dancing to some Christmas tunes that the guys are lucky enough to hear here at Lane's Raceway. And I'll tell you what, nothing like the classics, you know. One of my favorite cartoons, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Love the song, too. The plum car of Glenn Burden coming to the outside there. Him and Jay Latham still in somewhat of a battle there as you see them neck and neck, side by side, and Nathaniel Burden ain't far away. Randy Kirtley hanging on to that lead with everything he's got. Median of 2.10. Guillermo Sire right there behind him with 2.07. Looks like Nathaniel Burden and Carson coming off this time, down on the low side. Minute and 17 seconds left to go. Carson having a little stuttering problem there with his car. Carson actually going to get quite a few points here tonight. And this is going to be beneficial with his rival Jackson and Weston. You see Cassie there standing by. If both him and her want to get in the GRC race later on tonight, we'll go ahead and do it too. They'll be able to get a couple more points. And that's a red flag rotation. Randy Curley still hanging on to it there. Guillermo Sire, of course, really, really close. Hey, it's me, T. Hello. That's from last chat, I believe. Randy there, 288 total laps. We can see now a little bit of comparison between him and Guillermo. Of course, he ran one more lap than Guillermo could on orange, but down low, there on blue, we see 55 total laps ran there to 58 of Guillermo. So it's going to be pretty tight between these two. We can see a 6-lap difference between the two on average, and that's only going to increase for Guillermo as he goes lower and lower down the hog of the track. Glenn Burden there, of course, 275 total laps there in third place with a 55 average to round up your top three. Heading over to the pinball cam, you guys can see these guys work hard on their cars. We'll be right back with you. All right, folks, and we're back. Minute and 55 seconds, just starting this baby. Randy Kirtley still out in the lead there on White Lane, trying to fend off Guillermo Sire, who's on the other end of the track down on purple. This is your round robin 6 of 8. Randy going to have a hard time defending off those 5 laps being up so high when Guillermo Sire is running a 2-second lap time that high. Randy Kirtley 0.2 of a second off of those times right now currently. Glenn Burden 288, and a smooth criminal he is Randy Kirtley was wanting to know why Glenn Burden's car was coasting so well. Daniel Burden right now currently turning 22 total laps down low on black. Currently the highest laps turned right now. .13 seconds left to go. Randy Kirtley is holding it down, folks. Keeping it within 3 laps here, running with everything he's got, 2.27. And I'll tell you what, not half shabby of a run there on White Lane. So we take a look here at the track mate. We can do a little bit of comparison here. Guillermo Sire just up high running in those really low 2s is detrimental. As we see, he ran a 57 total laps there on white. That is hard to beat down low, let alone up high. And Randy Kirtley doing his best, actually second best so far. We haven't seen what Glenn could do up high, but 53 total laps. So, you know, just those laps alone taking that big of a hit, we can see the averages speaking for themselves. Guillermo, of course, taking a hit down on purple, only getting 56 to Randy's 59. So we're seeing somewhat of an equalization out of here. Almost kind of looks like a difference in gear ratio, but I assure you folks, he's running the same gear as everybody else. And his average of 56.3 and a 56.8 of Randy Kirtley. Both these guys are fighting for first place here. It's going to be interesting to see who brings it out on top. We got 2 heats left to go, and it is coming down to the wire. I'll leave you guys here with the pinball cam and let you watch these guys work hard, and we'll be right back with you. Cheek to cheek there with my wife as she goes out there with some Frito-Lays to try to sell chips for Lane's Raceway. We love selling chips here. We also love selling other kinds of snack foods already prepackaged. We also have the freshest cotton candy in the county. You know why? Because we make it fresh. All these guys getting ready to go. 4 red lights drop out to green, and we're going back racing. This is your round robin 7 of 8 for this week's Ohio Valley Lawn Care Late Model Series race, which will be returning for the Winter Series in January. Randy Kirtley out in the lead by 2 laps, holding it down on red lane. Like I said, about 0.2 of a second off par with Guillermo Sire. Going to be very, very hard to hang on to that lead as he's already gained 2 laps so far in the 30 seconds. So he'll probably be down by about 4 laps by the end of this as Guillermo Sire takes a hard hit there of a breakout on the lap time. And also, yet again, not good for Guillermo to take these kind of hits this late in the game, but we'll see what happens as he slows his car down now, making lap times of 2.185 and so on. The breakout is there to keep these guys relatively close to one another. And as we can see, it is very, very tight. 3 laps separates Randy from Guillermo. Guillermo taking 3 breakouts there. And we get a yellow flag. And what a beautiful coast by Glenn Burden. Holy smokes. I don't know if you've seen how smooth that was, folks, but hey, rewind this thing when it's said and done at 53 seconds here in the round robin 7 of 8. That thing's smooth like it had power on it or something. It's a thing of beauty. I now understand what Randy Kirtley was talking about with Glenn Burden's super slickness. That thing was smooth, folks. Keep an eye here on Glenn Burden, see how smooth this thing's going. Glenn Burden is running for the lead in the tournament with Jay Latham, both of them battling back and forth. Guillermo Sire looks like he got her back within 2 laps to Randy Kirtley yet again, but still a fierce battle with 28 seconds left to go here. And a red flag rotation. What another coast by Glenn Burden on White Lane. Wow, that thing is free, boy. Woo. Going over to the track, mate, we got one more heat left to go. Randy Kirtley was able to gain another 3 laps there up on the upper lane of red, or lose another 3 laps on red. We take a look at Guillermo Sire. He lost several laps to Randy Kirtley. Randy Kirtley turning 59 both down low. Guillermo running 56 and 55. It's going to boil down to this last heat between these two. Both 393, 56.1, 56.1. I mean, I don't know. Randy Kirtley running so nicely there down low, where Guillermo Sire was running very, very beautifully up high. I literally just don't know how this is going to turn out. Glenn Burden, though, also known as the Coast Monster, that baby is smooth on coast. When the track gets shut off, Glenn Burden gets advantage for sure. That thing goes almost a half a lap just on coast alone. Nathaniel Burden right below him, Jay Latham, and Carson to round up the full pack there. 1 minute and 40 seconds left to go. I'm going to take you over here to the pinball cam, also known as the pit cam, and let you watch these guys work. We'll be right back with you. All right, folks, final heat. Can Randy Kirtley stave off the one-lap lead that he has against Guillermo Sire? It's going to be close. Guillermo Sire is going to have to definitely milk this baby. We see Guillermo Sire there on yellow, Randy Kirtley up on green. As Guillermo Sire is trying to make a move to get a pass here on Randy Kirtley. About 4 car lengths separate the two now. As Guillermo Sire is going to make the pass, will he do it? He does. He will now take over the lead. Randy Kirtley there on the high side, waiting on Guillermo to make a wreck or something to take place to gain back that position. But other than that, that's it, folks. He's gonna take home the win today if that don't happen, or a breakout. A breakout is possible too. As we see a big kaleidoscope of wrecked cars here. Randy Kirtley up on his lid, laughing a little bit. Looks like Carson also involved in that incident, and looks to be Nathaniel Burton, our current point leader in this series. You can tell he is the points leader. He has a pink wing on the back of his car. That pink wing represents he is the point leader. We might see a change in point lead here after this race. Glenn Burden, though, impressing me the most tonight. I've never seen a car so free after the tracks got shut off before, to where that thing is just straight humming. And Carson, of course, having some issues there with his car. He says his car is real slow. I kind of told him a while ago, I was like, man, there's really nothing I can really do while the race is going on. He's going to let Randy Kirtley take a look at it. See if there's something wrong. He's a little tight in the rear end, but he's still pretty smooth, so it's not something you really want to mess with while it's going good. He's running one of those black pinion or black spur gears or crown gears, pardon me, so many gears in the back, and sometimes that's an issue, but anyways, the body's quite heavy and stuff too. The motor's probably seen better days, but what I'm seeing here is not a real big difference in what we're seeing from everybody else. He's running a 2.617. There'll just be the difference between letting off and keeping her wide open. Kind of focus in here on Carson's trigger finger here, and we can see that he is letting off there on white lane. He could probably get by with this keeping her held in, and that would probably gain him a couple tenths of a second. 24 seconds left to go. Guillermo Sire looks like he's going to bring this one home, folks, with 20 seconds left to go. Jay Latham kicking Glenn Burden out of third place there by 2 laps. We see Nathaniel Burden climb up too and push Glenn back to second to the back there. We also see Carson coming off again, and what a coast yet again by Glenn Burden. That thing is a show of expertise when it comes to coasting. Wow. The track had been off for a solid second. Everybody had stopped, and here his car comes around the high banks. Incredible how fast that thing coasts. If this was more of a race like the Fairview IT Cup Series, we might see Glenn Burden in the lead just simply off of sheer wrecks and a beautiful coasting car. Because, folks, I'll tell you, that thing has the coast. All right, so we move over to the track mate. We take a final look here. Guillermo Sire is going to bring it home by 1 lap to Randy Kirtley's 447. Guillermo Sire 448. Jay Latham 428 to Nathaniel's 426, our current leader in points. That may change now that Jay's got one up on Nathaniel. Glenn Burden there 426 tied up with Nathaniel, so it's really going to boil down to where they ended up. Nathaniel and Glenn, you got a tie. Which one's in front of who? Okay, so it's true then. Okay. So Nathaniel did get 4th place. He was in front of Glenn when the track got shut off. And Carson is going to round up the backside. All right, folks, that's another one in the bag. Ohio Valley Dirt Late Model here at Lanes Raceway. What a race it was. Come all the way down to the final heat within just a few seconds left to go. And Guillermo was able to make the pass on Randy Kirtley, nice, clean, and smooth. And Randy was just hoping for some wrecks for the final minute of the heat. But sometimes that's what it comes down to. And what a race it was, folks. I'm glad you guys tuned in and seen it. This is the second to the last one. Next one coming up is the 17th championship weekend for the Ohio Valley Lawncare Late Model Series here at Lanes Raceway. So definitely come back and check us out next week for the final go about. And till then, we'll see you coming up next, actually, Fairview IT Cup on the Oval at 7 p.m. It is our last race for the Fairview IT Cup, which we also call the debacle. Nonetheless, it's Donnie here at Lane's Raceway. God bless you, and I'll see you here in just a moment. I think my mouse died. Where's my mouse? Well, we're still live, folks. I'm having some issues here, as you can tell, with my mouse. Well, this has never happened before. There we go.